Welcome back to XG Files. Stephen Howson, Ronaldo Brown.
We're not zoomed out this time, innit?
Yeah.
It was like a mile away last time.
I did not enjoy that last time. That's better. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. What do you know?
I actually don't know too much, but if you're talking about the Sancho thing, we'll move on to that after. But you guys become a little bit of a saga, innit? Do you reckon it's not bordering on De Jong levels, but...
No, I don't think it's anything like that.
It's like fucking... The journalists have got their proper Neo on. You know that song, Closer?
All right.
Closer.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And it's just... Every single report that I'm seeing to do with him is... It's close. And I've seen journals say that it's really close to an agreement for about 10 days now. Right.
So, I just done transfer review outside Old Trafford, and I've got a take on this, on that.
Yeah.
I think we've already kind of seen what's going on here with the Mazraoui and the Lit deals to a certain degree. Okay. We needed one, like, all we heard with that was, yeah, it's close. That was all we heard, right?
So basically what you're saying is a lot of these journals actually don't have anything new to say, but it's just a way of kind of keeping engagement there, because there's obviously not been enough of a development for it to be made newsworthy to the audience, but that's what we're constantly being fed.
But yeah, I don't necessarily think you need it to be newsworthy every single day. So what needs to happen?
Just saying it's close.
Does the player want to come to United? Yeah. Are we happy to pay the fee for him? Seems like we are, right? Doesn't it?
Not the fee that they want. No, that seems to be the discrepancy still.
No, I'm not hearing that. No, I'm hearing that United are going to do a loan to buy with an agreed fee, and that's ready to go. To
be fair, there's still them alternate reports, because you are getting some journals saying that PSG want the money straight away, so right. they want a fee, and they're not really on with the loan for obligation. But
do you not remember this from the Bayern Munich thing? Where we was a little bit, didn't know what the fee was going to... Like, there was a little bit of fuckery with the fee, right? I just think it's... I think it's a known entity. I don't think that we're sitting around going, I have no idea what PSG want. And I don't think we're sitting there saying, oh, we're haggling over pennies. I think we know what we're going to do. I think we know what he wants. I think we're able to go make this happen the second that we want to make this happen. So why don't we want to make this happen? In my opinion, I think that and I know people are saying, I know someone's going to name check Jamie Jackson, someone might name check some of the bell ends from the MEN, but someone's going to say, they're saying that we don't have to sell to buy. Now, I disagree with that, right? So it's an opinion. I'm not saying someone's told me this, I'm just saying, listen to what Laurie's putting out there. He thinks it'll happen, but late in the window. Why? I think they're trying to move people on still. That's the top of my mind.
The late in the window suggestion makes it seem like...
Because why would it not...
To be fair though, when you say late in the window, we are already late in the window.
Later in the window.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you think about it, it's probably, a week left? Do you know what I mean? It's like...
Someone said it ends on Friday next week, which I thought it ended on the 2nd, but I guess Friday next week's the 30th, so...
But if we are waiting for a sale, who is the sale going to be? And that's why we've obviously got Sancho there. He's been touted as look like he's definitely...
I think it's going to be really hard to sell.
He will be because of his wages. But then McTominay, it seems like he's just desperate to stay.
I wonder, is the McTominay one as well? I don't know if he's desperate to stay. Obviously, it looked like he was close to Fulham. There's the potentially could go Napoli. But I wonder is the fact that we all... or all the journalists at least, sort of expected Ugarte to probably be done by now, was maybe because they also thought McTominay would be done by now.
I think so. I think Ineos want to get rid of McTominay. He's got actually a decent amount of value, Premier League experience, 27, he's just about at peak prime age. His wages aren't that high in comparison to a lot of the big clubs, so you can actually command a decent fee for him when you've seen the likes of Nketiah being touted for like 35 million. You've seen 35 million for Emil Smith Rowe. You've got Fabio Carvalho going to to Brentford for like 25, 28. So when we're coming and saying that we want around similar prices for McTominay, I feel like that's fair. I think McTominay has a year left on his contract with an option, with a year option. I don't know if that kind of hampers United a bit in terms of how much they can actually request for a fee. But I think United, because they've been in such a carousel of a rebuild, summer in and summer out, and teams know this, we very rarely have leverage in any transfer negotiation that we go into every single summer. So we usually have to pay a little bit over market price, or we have to sell a little bit under.
Everyone knows we're desperate for an X, or in the case at the moment, like I think United are trying to play it cool.
It's better.
It's better, yeah. It's not perfect, but I think you can at least see the attempt, which I think previously we just didn't see the attempt from United to even do it. Like we would just be like, oh, you want one of our kids? I think Ipswich have just been linked with a move for one of their academy players going for 20 million. And you're like, why does that figure, like, why is Max Holiday not going for that sort of dough?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's just, but because I think a lot of these players that are going for the money you're talking about from these clubs, they've actually had decent loan spells as well, some of them. I know Carvalho, I don't think he did. I think Liam Delap went to Ipswich for 20 million from City's academy. He had a decent loan spell at Hull. Didn't set a world alight. I think he had like 8 league goals.
Well, that's it. It seems like United just don't ever get those sort of numbers.
I'm not sure, but someone like Oyedele, he's not played men's football yet, has he?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of affects it. Have you also
but
seen
then look at
Elanga?
James Trafford. He didn't play any men's football, did he? Went for 19 mil.
I think if you're talking about City deals, I think there's a whole. I'm not allegedly.
A whole no comment on why.
But Chelsea's another one. Chelsea sell a lot of their academy players for mad fees.
Yeah, but they've all been at Vitesse for 5 years, haven't they?
Yeah, so that kind of factors in. But but going back to what we were just talking about, I think us needing to sell to push forward this deal, based on what you're saying, based on what Laurie suggests, that seems viable.
I can't see any other reason for it. Now, we've signed some players. People are kicking off, man, and I get it, I understand, and I'm with you on a lot of this, right? Why haven't we got a left back going in? Like, we can't go into the season with Malacia and Luke Shaw and potentially Harry Amas. And I go, I don't disagree. But I also think that you can't get everything you want in one window. There's going to be mistakes if you rush to stuff. And I think, I'm seeing Chilwell linked. I'm seeing all sorts linked. I did see Robinson linked, which I do enjoy. I would be about that one. But you think, Robinson? Okay, yeah.
From Liverpool?
No, Robinson.
Oh, from Fulham? Oh, Robertson. So they got him.
I just don't think that you can make that many signings. We've made some good signings, and I think we're going to make one more. And I think they've been trying to get some. United have got a lot of deadwood, which does hang around our neck. We struggle to get people in because of that sort of financial restriction, and then we struggle to move them on, as we're finding with Sancho and probably everyone else we want to sell, including like Casemiro. Let's be honest, they probably want to sell Maguire, but they just haven't bothered trying because they know how hard it's going to be.
It's going to be difficult. And Maguire's another one. Like a lot of the United players that become surplus requirements throughout Manchester United, no matter what's going on with the club, it's definitely towards the pinnacle of world football, wages, kind of the prestige that comes with it. A lot of players aren't in a rush to leave. Do you know what I mean?
I think you get more in commercials
as well
by being at United.
100%. I feel like a lot of players aren't in a rush to leave, and that doesn't help as well. And Maguire's one of them that, for the past 2-3 years, it seems like the fans have wanted to get rid of him. We've been happy with his performances. I think the club has kind of warmed to the idea of trying to sell him on as well. But it's always seemingly hampered by the fact that Maguire just comes out saying he wants to stay, fight for his place, and he's in no rush to leave, which is fair enough. But I think you're getting that vibe as well from McTominay. Obviously, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's went to West Ham. I don't think he was in a rush to leave either. And then you've obviously got these transfer fees. You've got these wages that you've got to deal with as well, which affect the transfer fees. And they know that they're probably not going to get what they're earning at Man United when they get sold on as well, which is also a factor. I think McTominay could probably get the same. But he just seems to be a lad that loves the club, academy product, and he probably doesn't want to leave.
If he sticks around, and it's, I think you'd have to change his role and move him back to being a defensive option. The problem is he's not progressive. Now, you might be able to cover that up if the entire back four is very progressive. You might be able to miss him out a little bit. It's not ideal. But in certain games, when you just need someone to run around and tackle fuckers, he'll do that. You know, and he seems to show up in them big games. Like, he's had great performances against City.
But then again, I hear what people are saying when it comes to that. But we've entered, since PSR has been introduced in this FFP thing, business in terms of your sales has become so important when it comes to your ability to spend the following summer.
Yep.
I think McTominay being a pure profit sale would be so beneficial, because I feel like you can easily upgrade on him when you do sell him. But also, you go into the next summer window with a little bit more breathing room as well, which I think United are going to need. Because every summer, it's United are going to like the absolute brim of like FFP.
And it's like this summer we'll go, we just got through it. And that just shows how badly run we've been for so long. Allowing the likes of Zidane to go for like 250 grand and like Dylan Levitt, you know, both internationals playing regularly for their countries, and we let them go for hundreds of thousands rather than several million. Like, that stacks up over years. You know, and they wouldn't have been on the sort of wages that commands a lower fee, because you've got to deal with their wages as well. So, like, there's so many mistakes that United have made, and there's still probably an element of people knowing the financial situation of the club and taking advantage of that as opposition. You know, and it's nice to see that. I think we've got some good buys in this summer.
Yeah,
I think getting in Mazraoui and De Ligt for the money that we've got him. Listen, Mazraoui is an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka. And we brought him in for less than we made on Wan-Bissaka. So you're like, well, there was a good bit of business no matter how you look at it. And obviously, De Ligt, listening to every single pundit just trotting out this wibble that's come out, like, he never played, he lost his way. Like,
the myth of De Ligt.
Why is he leaving?
Check out the video.
There's so many reasons. And I mean, I did see the Tony Cascarino one. Thank you to the 700 people who sent me that video yesterday, talking about... They were talking about Ugarte, and they had, I can't remember who it was now, but they had a South American football expert on who was like, yeah, this is going to be a really good signing for United. And they went, I just don't know what United transfer policy is. Look at like Weghorst and Casemiro, and you're like, what relevance is that to this window, mate? We know we've done some weird business in the past, or improvable business in the past. What the hell does signing fucking Weghorst and Casemiro have to do with Ugarte? Because you can't criticise him, you just decide to criticise the team. It's so fucking transparent. Jim White as well was just so negative in how he painted up what United have brought in. I can't wait till we win the league again.
Yeah, but
I'm going to be insufferable.
But you're literally moaning about you. But we know why these people do what they do. It's so that because, you know, it gets views, you know, it gets traction, you know, it gets people like you respond. Do you know what I mean? That's literally the reason. Like, I saw that the guy you went after, that he's like Kweku Fari or whatever his name is, that guy from Talk Sport with the braids.
Is that the guy from last week?
Yeah.
No one cares about him.
Yeah, but like, I've seen like them react. I've seen a tweet of like them reacting.
Joe Smith's down there today.
Is he?
He's in the belly of the beast today. Yeah, I told him if you need.
Who's invited him down there?
Don't know. I told him if you need backup, I'll bring the boys.
They've got a weekly United show in there now.
They have a daily United show, whether it's called that or not.
No, but like an actual normal one with United people on it.
It's Ange and
Flex and that. Do you know what I mean? So it's actually... people that suggest... TalkSport's basically United channel, isn't it?
It's an anti-United channel.
But the 90% of what they talk about is United.
Of course it is, yeah. I can't wait till we're good. We're good. I was thinking this morning, you know. I was thinking about Virgil van Dijk as I was getting ready this morning. And allow it, right? And I was thinking, the way he's been piped off for a guy that's won one title is quite mad, you know. And I was thinking, I wonder if there'll ever be a United player that gets tugged off by the media to the extent but wins nothing. Because it's never happened, has it? Never happened.
I think what's helped alleviate Klopp and a lot of their Liverpool legends of the last decade or so is the Champions League wins. I think that's what they've got away with. Win the Champions League win. I think if they didn't win that Champions League, I know it's only one, but the weight that carries, because if you looked at it and it was just one league and a few of the like Carabaos and FA Cups, it'd look much worse than a European trophy.
Well, you got to think over the last decade, right? Yeah. United have been, by everybody's standard, dog shit. Last decade, right?
Silverware return's not the worst.
Our Silverware return is better than Arsenal's. That's a fact, right? You might, if you was an Arsenal fan, you might say, well, I feel like our club's in a better position. You'd be entitled to say that, I think, right? That'd be an absolutely valid thing to say. But the Silverware return in the last decade is factually better than Arsenal's. And it's not that far off Liverpool's. Yes, there's a title win and a Champions League in there, and I would trade every Carabao Cup from here to the fucking end of time for a Champions League.
For Champions League win.
1,000,000%. But it ain't that different in the grand scheme of things. And I tell you what, it's significantly better than fucking Spurs. And, Chelsea's is propped up by the Conte League win. They haven't won the league since that, have they?
Chelsea?
Yeah, no, they've not. I'm pretty sure they've not.
Because Chelsea's another one that similar to us now in terms of even when Chelsea have really, really shit seasons or a couple of years, they manage to win something.
Something.
Do you know what I mean? But they've not been. But aren't they the last team to win the title other than? No, it was Liverpool. I was gonna say.
I'm pretty sure it was Conte. Was the last. Let's not comments. Was Conte the last person that won the title with them?
Because obviously City have won 4 on a bounce. Then there was Liverpool, and then they won. Have they won like 5 of the last 7? Is it
something like?
And then Liverpool won 1, and
Leicester, Chelsea,
and Liverpool.
I think it was. I think it was Conte that the last time they won it, which is 2014.
Yeah, we can see it now.
No, 2015.
See, Chelsea haven't won it since 2017. Yeah.
Oh, so they won 15 and 17. Yeah, but you know what I mean. So they've won 2 titles in the last 10 years.
Okay, now I was emotional looking at 3 at the bounce there, 2008, 2009 from United.
Oh, what would you do? So good, so good.
Yeah.
Jaden's operating the camera from behind here, right?
Yeah.
I've got a photo of him, 2-year-old, wearing a vest of all, because that's what all 2-year-olds wearing it, right?
You know, Jaden will say, "I remember that." He'll try claim remembers.
Holding up a flag with Moscow on it from after the final, and you just think, how much of that team do you remember, Jay? He says United have been shit since I can remember. Mate, do you know what it's like? It's not the same. I was 10 when we won the first title in 26 years. And from my match going from being like 6-7, United won the FA Cup, won the Cup Winners' Cup, won a League Cup, then won the league. So it was kind of like normal to win stuff as a United fan from when I was like 6 years old. Until I was like 30. From me being 6 to me being 30, United just won. They just won stuff.
When you said that about the things I do to get back to I'd honestly take a Champions League semi-final.
Ronnie, we had a couple of years in the mid-2000s where everyone was losing their shit with Fergie, right? It happened. There's so many articles that are out there. People are like, Fergie's gone, he's a dinosaur. You want like Rafa Benitez. And we still won a League Cup and an FA Cup, but no one give a fuck because we weren't winning the league and people were fuming. And we had 3 seasons without winning the league, and people were just fucking livid with it. And
I get the same type of sometimes rose-tinted glasses delusion for at least, and I'm like the least person like that, but I do still get it sometimes before the start of a new season, where I'm like, I look at the team and I'm thinking, are United actually as far away as we seemingly are every season? Because I think when we finish 8th, and when we finish 4th, and when we finish 3rd, and we finish 6th, and we're hovering around and we're not really challenging at the top. Even when we finish 2nd in the past 10 years, it's by like a considerable distance from so it hasn't felt like a title race. And to me, I just have this vibe where I think United, I don't know if it's a switch that we need to be flipped, but I think it's just 1 or 2 things or 1 or 2 decisions away from United being from what it is now to actually being challenging. Because I think United as an institution should be. And the fact we haven't, it's been more like of an indictment than anything, because I can't look at the past 10 years and think we've not had good players. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what needs to change, if it's like a vibe thing, a belief thing. I don't know.
It's a bit of what the Scousers were like in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah.
You looked at them and they could win cups, and they did win cups. They won a Champions League on a fluke. Like, I wouldn't put that past this United team prior to winning the league again, like to just fluke a Champions League somehow.
It's like I wouldn't be surprised if United win the thing of this season, the Europa.
No. But you look at like the Liverpool teams of like the 90s and the 2000s, obviously they had Michael Owen wins a fucking Ballon d'Or there. They win the treble, they win the plastic treble, FA Cup, UEFA Cup, League Cup. They did that in 2001. Like, when you look at their team in the 90s, some good players playing for them. You look at their team, like Xabi Alonso, like fucking they had some good players. But there was something mentality-wise missing from them to take them from being good to being champions. Like, this Arsenal team, it's good. Is it champions? I think we'll find out this season. If they don't do it this season, I think the likes of Saliba and that, they leave and they go elsewhere. And I think that's what you're seeing, is you're seeing teams that are capable. I think Jose's team and I think Ollie's team, they were good, but they weren't champions.
You know what, you're right about that. I try to remember people about this, about Arsenal. When Arsenal was having that back-to-back 8th season and then finishing 5th, and you looked like they were either plateauing or moving a bit slowly. But Kyle Saka, Arsenal fans might not like to remember it, but I know they definitely will. Looked like he was going to leave because they were trying to get him to sign a new contract for about 18 months and he wouldn't do it because obviously Arsenal weren't doing very well. And it came to like he had a year left almost. And then they had their best season in a while where it looked like they made a massive jump and then he signed. And I can't constantly think back to that and think, if Arsenal weren't great again that season, Saka would have left. Would either been at City, Madrid,
that path to City is a well.
Yeah. I think it was City he might have been on his way to or somewhere else because obviously they would have had to sell. But having that little decent season they had when he jumped up saved them from losing a couple of their better players actually, because that was the concern that we had going into this window about the likes of Bruno, etc. As if
the speed at which he signed his contract after the Euros is quite encouraging, wasn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, I think there's a difference between being a good football team. Spurs have had loads of good football teams, even from the Klinsmann and
fun
Ginola
football
days
teams.
And that's, yeah,
not winning back. Football
Newcastle, good, fun, but can score goals. Not champions. The champions has got a different vibe to it, and I think that this United team, I don't feel like they don't feel like champions, but I do feel like they can be good, and they've proven that they can win things. I don't know if it's another signing. I don't know if it's just like a run where they do 18, 19 games and we concede like 8 goals in that time or something like that. And you go, fucking hell, we look different. But you do have to put it into that gear. You have to hit that gear where you become champions elect. Like there has to be a time when you get that vibe about you.
I think what it is for United, it needs to be the manager. It needs to be the boardroom, the manager, and the 16 first team players. They just need to connect all at once. And I don't think there's been that like synergy kind of connection between those three at United since we last won the title. Every team that wins a title has those three. And because even you more at City are very well run. Obviously, the way that they have been well run, I say it almost sounds a bit contradicting, but for City to be as well run as they are, it had to platform from corruption, allegedly. Do you know what I mean? And then on the back of that, they've been a very well run club.
Have you seen the thread that guy's done on Twitter about City's charges going deep on the potential consequences and all of that sort of stuff with their charges and what actually each of the bro, he's brought on the charges. Like, it's fantastic. He's had so much hate from City fans.
The thing is, City fans know that they're guilty.
Yeah.
But and we all know that there's obviously stuff they probably are guilty of, allegedly. But
50 odd of the charges are obstruction, which, it's probably very easy for the Premier League to prove.
But,
we asked for this, we didn't get it, there you go.
But I think we all know that I don't think they're going to get anywhere near the punishment that everyone's expecting them to get or hopeful that they will get. I can't see it happening. I think because one of my things is, I think is it one of them where like if City are found guilty and there's like this huge sanction, and then everyone then looks from an optic standpoint, everyone looks at the Premier League and thinks the team that won the league the last 4.5 years are really corrupt and dodgy. What does that do for the league's image? Does it bring the league into disrepute?
You've seen the Calcio scandal in Italy, which that was different. That was different, totally different to what was going on with City. That was bent referees and multiple clubs involved in sort of match fixing type of affairs. People got relegated because of it, and that absolutely decimated Italian football. Like, it's maybe not even still recovered from it now, I don't think. And there'll always be the accusations of that referee's bought or stuff. Can you imagine that, what it must be like out there? So I think you have to... I don't know if there's a right answer. I genuinely don't know if there's a right answer. And there's so many stakeholders at play here. So you've got the Premier League clubs who go, look at what you've tried to do to Forest, Everton, and other Premier League teams for the PSR stuff, right? real heavy sanctions. Manchester City have had like institutionalized, dedicated, alleged attempts to subvert the rules that they knew were in place, and they're even on emails allegedly saying this is how we're going to skirt the rules. So you can't say, oh, mistake, or oh, we just, we misaccounted. If those emails are true, they've deliberately tried to fuck about with it. So the rest of the Premier League is eagle-eyeing the Prem now, going, you better fucking deal with this. And that might mean mad, like, unprecedented sanctions, because it's an unprecedented level of rule breaking. That might require relegation. That might require banning from the competition. You know how easy it is in amateur football to get a club like Sindai, like you're never going to compete against. It's actually fucking it takes like 3 things.
Different. So,
but then you've got the European angle. People are looking from that angle. You've got the British government, because of their relationship with Abu Dhabi. They might have requested being kept up to date on what's going on, and that in itself might sway the outcome to a certain.
Samuel Brown says all the emails are true, just the way it was attained was illegal. See, that's the thing with law, because then you can have the evidence there, but if you've attained it illegally, then this isn't
a court of law. This is essentially an individual, like a company's tribunal on their private company's law breaking. So you sign up to this company, like the Premier League is a private organisation. They're not necessarily governed by the same processes that a court of law would be. Like, you can get like that shit thrown out on a technicality in a court of law, whether you're guilty or not. But this is like, it's almost like an internal investigation. Did you break the rules that you signed up to? Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay. I'll see what happens anyway, but I know we've gone on a bit of a tangent about City, because I saw someone mention, a couple of people mentioning the Sancho thing and the Kaiser. So if I'd circle it back to how we're talking about possible sales helping, one was McTominay, obviously. We've got the likes of Eriksen, but Eriksen's going to be someone that goes for like 2 million, so I don't know how much that kind of helps the Ugarte transfer.
No, is it literally just, it's the wages? I don't think he's on mad wages neither.
But it's been good sources have linked Juve to Sancho this morning, saying they are weighing up a deal, and it almost looks like United definitely want to sell him. I think the whole Sancho Ten Hag thing hasn't been squashed at all. I think it's been squashed publicly, but I don't think there's been an actual mending. I think Sancho wants to play. He doesn't seem to be in the plans, and it's come out that United, Sky Sports say United may reduce their £40 million asking price significantly lower in order to get rid of him. And then Paul Hurst, I believe, said that Juve are interested in tabling a bid for Jadon Sancho. And I know Juventus and Italian teams are a bit weird with their money. They're a bit cheap.
Juve paid big dodo for wages. Wasn't Aaron Ramsey on like 400 bag a week? Though?
Yeah, I think they can, but I don't know if they're trying to move away from that. But what's interesting is people...
No, stay in that. Do that again.
People are mentioning Chiesa. People are mentioning Chiesa in the chat, right? So, is there going to be a situation where, because Juve probably don't want to spend a decent amount on Jadon Sancho and pay his wages, that they might try and put Chiesa in a deal, who's someone that they've been trying to... He was in the squad for Motta's first game when he won 3-0. I think they want to sell him. He's 26. He's not quite as explosive as he was before his ACL, but he's still a good player. He's still a good... He had his best goal scoring season from last season, actually. Do you reckon Juve are going to go, we'll take Sancho, you take Chiesa, and would you be all right with that? Would United fans be all right with that? He's another winger.
I think United probably do need a little bit of depth in the wing area. We certainly haven't got an abundance of in-form talent. Like, I don't know what Anthony needs to do to have a good season and eradicate everyone's memory of the last year or so with him. A lot, I would suggest. Yeah. And I just don't see it happening. So having someone, because we don't know if Ahmad. I think Ahmad's deserving of his starting place in the squad right now for sure, but we don't know if he can sustain any level of consistency over the course of a season. He's not had that.
It's tough to ask to go from
Yeah, from being
nothing to being like Yoda's nailed on starting right wing for Manchester
at United, and can you get us in the Champions League? So it's a big ask. So I think having an extra body in there, because let's be honest, Sancho is
but out the door, it feels like.
Yeah, even if he's only mentally out of the door, like, is he going to dig deep for Ten Hag? I can't see it. I just can't see it. They clearly don't get on. For whatever the reason behind it is, whether it's valid or invalid is irrelevant. They don't get on, and I don't think it's reconcilable. Otherwise, they'd have done it by now. I think there's been that much time go. I just don't think it's going to happen for them. So I go, okay, if it's not going to happen, where do you go from here? And I think United probably are willing to take a hit on him, because I think him getting out of the door allows Ten Hag to breathe. And I would also say, I think if you can address the Antony situation, that really puts Ten Hag in a strong position, because anytime we try and sign someone, people go, yeah, but remember when he signed Antony? If you can get him out the door, yes, it was a mistake, but we moved on from it. I think that'd be nice.
It is mad though that Ten Hag's got four players potentially in the starting 11 that he coached Ajax. I know managers like this. This happens at lower levels, especially of players managers wanting to take players with them. It's not like you might criticize Ten Hag for it, but every manager likes bringing players or managing players that are familiar with their coaching methods, their philosophy, and their tactics, and they know they can trust them, because trust is a major factor between managers and players as well. So that's why managers like players, but usually managers at this level don't get the opportunity to tell clubs like United or bring me some of my ex-players. But I can see why he's done it, whether it works or not.
The good thing is that they've not all come directly from Ajax.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that would have looked.
The fact that we've actually signed them, some from Germany, some from Italy, like we've just sort of reassembled what's going on here. There's only been a couple. It
was a decent Ajax team, no?
It was a very good Ajax team.
I'll put it that way. They
But yeah, I think now would I like Chiesa? I'll tell you this for free. When he was like 19, 20, I think, on Footy Manager, he was fucking unreal. Not like that means anything, but like I think there is a player there. It's
26 now. Could we get a poll for that? Because I know you did a poll before.
Yeah, Chiesa yes, Chiesa no. What do you say in the chat?
Because that's a better poll than the one before about do you want to see United in Ugarte in a United shirt? I think every single fan wants to see that. I'm not like saying just me in general, but I've seen everyone's like Ugarte.
Daniel Farr says Mourinho took Matic with him 2 times. It happens. The Ajax team was great. Yeah, can you think of anyone else? I know. Strachan was here before Fergie, wasn't he? Did he bring anybody else? He brought McClare from the league, didn't he? Which is like something that Ten Hag's kind of done. He's bought players from the league with Malacia and that. But as he...
the way you worded that wrong though, Jaden, it's like swap for... not just like Chiesa. It was a swap for Sancho. Because if you just put Chiesa, it makes it look like we're just buying him outright, which is a bit different. I think that adjusts whether people agree or not.
Matt Hayward says Italian players don't do too well in the Prem. They are princesses and miss their mamas. Zola says hi. Abhinav says, have we created a saga out of... Where's that one gone? Chat moved real fast and I've missed it.
Someone says Chiesa ACL. No, people are saying.
Have we got it? This isn't a saga, man. This is minor.
It's because I've titled it
Deji in the comments saying Sterling's what we need. He's not even a United fan. He's a Chelsea fan. Why are you saying we, son?
Sterling is the kid.
You like Sterling, don't you?
Huh?
You like Sterling?
Yeah, I think Sterling's had a better career, a better English career than 99% of people. Look at Sterling's career, and think if there's that many players that are playing in the Premier League, that won't envy that.
Different question. Would you sign him now this summer as a swap for Sancho?
No.
Okay, good.
I wouldn't. But in terms of the player that Sterling's been in the Premier League and his career, he deserves a lot more respect than people give him.
I wouldn't want him at United though.
Do you know what I mean?
Would not want him at United. Like United couldn't have. Imagine we got him and Anthony on either wing.
Yeah, I've heard Sterling being.
Don't sit behind the goal.
Sterling's linked to Villa, right? I can see him working there.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
They've gone for the Reggae boys on the wings there. If they got it, Sterling and Bailey.
I like it. That Clark sponsorship's coming in.
Clark sponsorship. Puma Clark collab.
Oh, have you seen the new Jamaica
it's class,
retro? It's the same as this one, right? But it's
just
Jamaican
in time for it. Just at the end of Carnival season, isn't it?
Yeah,
that they've got that in.
I bought that shit yesterday. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
how much was it?
That. No, it's not cheap though.
Yeah, it won't be. That's why I asked. I was like, Jesus. Everyone's saying Sterling's 30 next month, which on the face of it doesn't seem really old, but Sterling's in that Phil Walcott, Wayne Rooney category of where
been around forever.
They've been playing Premier.
17.
He's been playing Premier League football since he was 17. So Sterling being 30, but realistically, legs wise, he's probably like
Jim Leighton. There you
35.
go. Yeah, I think he did bring somebody with him. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah. Right, listen. I need to show you guys this. Now then, Reds, let me introduce Player Trading Cards. It's the latest digital collection featuring the Manchester United men's first team for the 24-25 season. It's powered by Tezos, and these cards are your ticket to a proper United experience. If you're mad for fantasy football but can't actually stand picking rival players, then Fantasy United is right up your street. It's a good mix of fantasy football and collectible card gaming where you can build your dream squad using your player trading cards. Grab a pack with 7 players, pick your 5-player lineup for every single match and earn points in the classic FPL stats, goals, assists, saves, the lot. Every one of our first team lads has got their own hand-drawn digital player trading card available in 3 rarities. You've got classic, you've got rare, and you've got ultra rare. Plus these cards feature dynamic stats updating in real time with each United game. Player trading cards and Fantasy United going hand in hand, giving you a fully integrated experience. You can collect your cards, you can plan your tactics, and you can take on your mates, legends, and even celebs in mini leagues. If you're ready to get started, click the link and join Fantasy United today, and welcome to the future of United digital collectibles. There we go, we're back. Looking all a bit weird, but Mike's up, yeah?
Yeah, we didn't get the...
just sitting here waiting for it to come through.
Didn't get the...
Anyway,
ready?
They've sent me this box, which is pretty cool, right? It's got all the stuff there. You can hit the QR code. Even got like a little picture of me as a manager. Something like that there on the zoom in on the close-up. The close-up there. There you go.
Why are you in noir, though?
I don't know. But we've got all this sort of stuff on the cards here, as you can see. I'll put it there next to me so you can sort of see it. They've sent me a pen. It's all right, isn't it? And then I've got all of these, so have a look at that. Loads of Delo, one of Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire. Forwards we've got Højlund, Rashford. So I've got ultra rares, classics, Garnacho, big old Garnacho.
How rare are they if
there.
you've got that many?
I'm not sure if this is like a sort of like a PR one for them, but yeah, there you go. These cards. I've mentioned to a few people, I don't do Fantasy League. I ain't got time to sit around and pick it, but this is sort of a little bit easier. So let us know. Obviously, they've sent us this. Check it out in the link in the description if you want to check it out. But shall we do an XG Files League using this? Because then you don't have to pick any non-United players, which I am actually about, because I don't want to sit there thinking fantasy points for a Liverpool player.
I said this to Stu, right? Fantasy's weird because when you're a fan, yeah, you don't... I get a bit thingy about... I get the whole... the cringe thing when I'm having to pick rival players, because obviously you don't really want them to do that well. But then the way I deal with it is like, if I do fantasy and I pick these players, when I'm annoyed that they score, at least there's some sort of...
Yeah, that's the opposite of me. I feel sick when people are like, oh, City won 5-0 and Haaland scored 3 goals and I've triple captained him, and I'm just thinking...
It's like for the Liverpool game, I put Jota and Salah in that for Ipswich, and when Ipswich played really well in the first half, I was getting a bit like giddy about it. And then when someone's like, oh, Jota just scored, Salah assist, and I was like, fuck's sake. And then I was like, wait a minute, got him on fantasy. Well, at least
there's
there's that
mitigation for me. I would rather get 0 points on fantasy than one.
Not when your fantasy's got money on the line. That's the thing. Sometimes there's big wins at the end.
You see that Ben was in like the top very, very small percentage. I don't know exactly what it was, but he was in like the top 30 or something in Britain or something. Stephen Harris in the comments says, Ronaldo Brown hamstring update, please. You've not seen anyone yet, have you?
No, I've not seen a physio yet. Yeah, Jaden asked if I could get a massage. Can't massage it straight away. But I went to A&E about it, and he said probably I can be fully raring to go again, like towards the start of October.
Oh, wow. Talking about a 10-weeker?
Nah, that's 6 weeks.
Oh, start of October?
Yeah. Basically, she said that, judging off what she can tell, it should heal within like 3 or 4, but then you have to. She said don't go back straight away. She said maybe take another 2-3 weeks before you go back and try and go full properly.
Yeah, that first all-out sprint, especially when you're quick, that first all-out sprint.
That's a mental thing as well.
It takes a minute to build up to that. You got to get real warm for it too, real dynamic.
And you're the psychological aspect of it, where your body knows that it's been injured, so like you'll just probably naturally run, but you'll run a bit like
you'll hold something different.
You'll like be holding it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I did see a comment earlier saying where we're playing tomorrow. We are playing in Haydock tomorrow at JMO. Is it JMO Arena? Is it called? JMO Sports Park, maybe something along those lines.
Is it staying here?
Leave it there if you want. I think it's called JMO Sports Park. We're 3 o'clock kickoff, so there's a chance that you can watch United and then watch us if you're in the area tomorrow. But yeah, we should be going for it. Hopefully picking up our 4th win on a bounce. No Ronnie though, obviously until start of October by the looks of things.
Yeah. And look at Ruben C says, is Ronnie planning to do his coaching badges? I have a coaching badge, the basic one that you do as a YTS, like a youth player. But coaching or managing is not anything that's ever appealed to me. I could not be a coach or a manager. No way. Just not my thing. It's not my thing.
We've got some super chats here. I'll go through them. Dean says, we haven't seen a great performance from Sancho since he signed. I think that's unfair. I think we've not seen consistently great performances from him, but he did have some good performances. The Liverpool game at home springs to mind. Yeah. He cooked them. Callum says, wild take, I'm here for it, but I have a gut feeling we can challenge this year's dark horse. I think there's a good chance City tumble away from where they've been. I don't think we can catch up.
I don't see it. This is what people are forgetting about City. City won the fucking league last season while semi-tumbling for a majority of the season. They won the title because they won the last 10 games on the bounce.
Yeah, they are capable of just doing that.
So, like, Liverpool, City were nowhere near as good as they usually were for the whole first half of the season. But for some reason, everyone around them was like hovering.
I love the cruelty that there is with Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
So because Arsenal fans get so fucking lubed up thinking that they're going to actually do something, and then it's quite funny watching them not.
That's what I mean. So I think if City just even starts, because City didn't have De Bruyne or Haaland. They didn't have De Bruyne for the whole first half of the season.
Alvarez sort of carried him for the early part of the season, didn't he, if I remember right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of talk about that.
I actually have a sneaky concern that people are expecting City to drop off a bit, but then City end up just being better than last season.
There might be. Maybe there's a little bit of projection and hope.
I do. But it might be Pep's last. That could be the benefit. I think City definitely City are more likely to tumble down when Pep leaves than what people expect from Klopp leaving Liverpool.
Possible.
Because
I think they could also be seriously affected by the charges. If them charges hit, which is just after Christmas, right? Like, as that gets closer, that might start weighing on the players' minds. If stuff starts leaking out of there. So journalists, please, just leaks, even if it's bollocks. We can always rely on the Sun to just fucking lie, can't we? So let's just fucking see if the Sun just start leaking stuff like potential sort of consequences for City. So stuff like Manchester City getting relegated to National League South,
exactly,
or North, whatever. Even
I feel like you like what NT says, like that, something like that. So even if Arsenal win it, you can say fair enough.
Yeah, NT says Arsenal could win it this season, and we'll end up telling them it's only because City got a 450-point deduction. 1,000,000%. Listen, if it's not you that wins, you have to deny and deflect. Them's the rules.
Exactly. So
deflect.
If City get a points deduction and we somehow win the title, it's fair game.
Yeah, that's the only time it matters.
If the likes of
Ipswich.
Arsenal or someone like that win the title, we can just say congratulations, because at least it's not City or Liverpool. Yeah, but you only won it, but it's got a massive caveat because City got points deduction. That'd be hilarious.
I'm here for that.
Do you know what I also thought? I don't know if you believe me with this. I don't know if people in the comments believe me, but Arsenal being basically title escorts for Liverpool, for City the past few seasons, basically chauffeuring them to the title.
Just keeping that spot warm while City got what's given me. Don't worry about it.
I think it's worse. I don't know if Arsenal are keeping that challenger spot warm for when United, Chelsea or Liverpool figure it out, because them three clubs, United, Liverpool and Chelsea, have had a little bit of a hobble. Us for a while, Chelsea for a while, and Liverpool haven't been as good the past couple of years as they were before it, if we're being honest.
Well, realistically, they did the COVID season, then it was pretty close the season after, and they just fell off.
Yeah, so exactly. So I think with every season that Arsenal are finishing second, are they giving United, Chelsea and Liverpool another year chance to basically get their stuff together, basically to get their act together and possibly level or overtake them? Because then if Arsenal don't win the title again this season, is City end up okay? And
if Arsenal don't win the title this season, I don't think they're going to win it for a while.
Yeah, because next season Chelsea could figure it out, United could figure it out by then, and then Arsenal don't just have City to deal with them, but then they've got the other big guns to deal with at the same time.
I don't think United are doing a title challenge this season, and I'd be very happy finishing in top four.
I don't think we're top winner.
And doing another cup. I'd be really happy with that, because I'd feel like progress.
Yeah.
I think the season after, you'd have to see not just inside the top four, but like well inside it, and maybe going a bit closer to like being in a conversation to be like, United were there, but didn't have the legs at the end, or just something along those lines, a bit closer.
Yeah.
But I still think you're probably still 2.5, 3 seasons away from being able to say we're going to challenge, unless there's like a mad fluke. Yeah. Like there could be something unsustainable happens where, I don't know, Højlund scores 20 and 15, or there could be some mad freak incident happens where you find yourself, it could be City getting done, it could be Arsenal getting an injury, there could be something like that happens where you find yourselves, oh shit, it's March and we're top of the fucking league. Fucking how do we end up here? That's possible.
It's true. And this whole thing of everyone's wondering how Chelsea are buying so many players and spending so much money and getting away with it. I saw someone tweet it. You seen the amount of money they actually slyly make on sales? I think this summer alone they've almost made 200 million.
I don't think they're anywhere near PSR.
Yeah, everyone's worried up thinking Chelsea, how are they getting away with PSR? Chelsea are not far off making 200 million in sales this summer, and you won't realise it because he sell few names for big money, like 2 or 3, big-ish. But then he sells so many players for like 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, 20 million. They've still got Lukaku that they're probably going to sell for 25 million to Napoli, who they don't run. And then they'll probably sell Sterling at the end of it. They're going to end the window with like a net transfer basically being even. And then the people are like, and that's why Chelsea fans are arguing with everyone that says they ran like a mess. And like, obviously is it Sky Cover come out and did the whole thing about Chelsea apparently know what they're doing with the business thing. Do
we'll
you know what I mean?
See. The proof will be in the pudding. It'll take a few years to shake out. They could be well on top of it. They could do a Leeds. I don't know which way it's going to go.
Exactly. Gallagher's a pure profit sale, and that was like 40 million. Yeah. It's like stuff like that. They're just getting away with it.
We'll have to see how it goes, innit?
Yeah.
Righty then.
Yeah.
Cheers for tuning in, everyone. Go check this out if you're interested, and please let me know in the comments as well. Are you lot interested in like a United-only kind of fantasy league using this stuff rather than having to like triple captain Van Dijk and shit like that? Let us know in the comments if you'd be up for that, and we'll do one just like for us on XG Files. We'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.